How to keep your Tefl classroom well managed. There are three main areas which a good teacher must master before creating a fully autonomous environment inside their classroom. Providing students with clearly defined rules and procedures is the first behavior management strategy. This involves the classroom rules. Second discipline strategy is promoting positive student behavior through rewards. Behavior management. This simply means rewarding students for good behavior, and conditioning them to think and act appropriately, and they will be compensated positively. The last one, there must consequences for disruptive behavior. The student should be aware of the consequences of their actions. These three areas, along with some proactive strategies, fall under the umbrella of classroom management, and discipline is important especially for a young teacher to ensure an effective learning environment inside the classroom. After that, I will try to explain why these three areas are very important for classroom management. Reward and punishment. I believe all students love rewards no matter what it is. Promoting a positive behavior environment is essential to managing a classroom effectively. Rewarding students for good behavior trains the students that being obedience is worthwhile. Punishing students for bad behavior has its place, but positive reinforcement is a preferable alternative. Although punishment works for a majority of students, it is ineffective for students with chronic behavioral difficulties. On the other hand, if we can properly match reinforcements to our students, positive reinforcement is a much more effective way of improving the overall behavior of all students in the classroom. I can tell students should be the recipients of character education in school in addition to their core curriculum. A good teacher would impart good character, morals, and values through their everyday actions, and the children absorb every bit of it. Preparation. As a teacher, before you go to the classroom, you must be ready for your class with all equipment. Because I believe you don't have time to do that in your class. Firstly, we have a certain time, and we don't want to waste that for doing things we are supposed to do that before we come to the classroom, which helps a lot. Personal peculiarities. The second, as a teacher, we need to get a good connection with students whatever we do in the classroom. Everyone has their behavior. I may give some examples for them. Your attitude, eye contact, your voice, and good attention. Once we use them correctly, the result is going to be very good. Those details make a difference to your class. For example, if your voice doesn't have clarity, toning, intelligibility, you will have a difficult time in making your explanations. In my opinion, eye contact is really important for classroom management, because a teacher who never get eye contact with their students, they will have a discipline problem in the classroom. Because if you don't have eye contact with your students, they will not have a good concentrated that will give you attention problems. Once the student loses interest in, they will start to do some other things which are not about class, and we don't want that. Consequences. As mentioned earlier, I care about the consequences of disruptive behavior. Classroom and school rules play a big part in managing the behavior of students. They must be visible so students cannot act unaware of them. These rules can vary from fighting with other students to raising a hand in class. School rules are general as opposed to the more specific classroom. Classroom rules generally apply to a specific classroom. An example of classroom rule would be raising your hand instead of calling out. It would be extremely beneficial to have students read the classroom rules, and sing a document asserting that they have read and understood them. This is also done to protect the teacher from the student claiming that he or she was never informed of the rules. Positive reinforcement. All of these strategies are essential in the classroom for students to learn and grow. Positive reinforcement is crucial in young students, and punishments should be scarce and limited to rare occasions. Rewarding students for positive behavior must become a staple of effective teachers' arsenal. Any strategy to get the young mind of a student working is accepted, even motivating with rewards. Classroom arrangement. I also want to tell about classroom arrangement, which is a really important subject for classroom management. In my opinion, classroom arrangement depends on what kind of classroom we have, how many students there are in the class, how much space we have, tables and chairs, students' personality. Because we might have some groups in the classroom. If we use productive our classroom, our result will be successful. Why is that? Because if your classroom arrangement is organized, you can have good eye contact, you can walk in the classroom and talk with each student, all classroom can hear your voice equal, All these applications help for effective control over the class. It was really helpful and educative course. I believe when I start my teaching career I will be using all this knowledge, and I also will be sharing a good experience with others who wants to be a teacher.
Thanks so much for watching. We are ITTT, the leading provider for Tefl and TESOL training courses. If you like this video, please subscribe by clicking that button down here and click on any of the videos here on the left for more interesting teaching tips for getting certified to teach English abroad and online.